Welcome to the first episode of Tech Talk. I'm your host, The Buzz. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get started here. Just want to kind of introduce myself, tell you guys a little bit about me. I'm a fairly techie person. I have a lot of techie friends. I also have a lot of friends that don't know very much about computers. I went to school for broadcast communication, so that's one reason I decided to start this. Also, I'm really passionate about technology. As you may notice, I'm kind of a fan of Mac products. First of all, we're going to go over what the pros and cons are of Mac and PC. So it's time for a battle of Mac versus PC. Kind of an ongoing battle, especially when they came out with their commercials not too long ago. First of all, Macs are very user-friendly, and they usually become difficult for people when they make them difficult. Sometimes things that are too easy are actually, in fact, hard for people because they are so simple. It has to be more complicated than that. So one reason I really suggest Macs to people is because they are so user-friendly, but I also caution them that, if you're really used to a Windows platform, I suggest that you stay with Windows, unless you're just really frustrated with Windows and you go, I just need something different. PC. It's commonly called PC. It's actually Windows. Windows is the operating system used on PCs. Actually, PC stands for personal computer. So any computer that you have is a PC. But with Windows operating systems, you're looking really at kind of a base business line function that's just become standardized in most business and is so standardized with people that they know what they're doing on them. Now, granted, there's a lot of tips and tricks for people that run Windows platform. I personally am just actually getting ready to upgrade to Windows 8 on my Mac using Boot Camp, and as long as that goes smoothly here, we'll be taking a look at Windows 8 when we do our next video. So, looking forward to that. Some of the cons to Mac, as I said, when you're dealing with Mac, they're very expensive computers, and they can't run, you can't run the operating system of a Mac, which is iOS 10, on a PC or Windows designed computer. You actually have to buy Apple specific, or you can do what is called a Hackintosh. You use just basic components that you can get from different parts of the web or stores, and you put them together, and then you kind of have to hack it, for lack of a better term. You use some special software to make sure that you can run Mac on it, which is actually iOS. Some of the cons of PC are, because they are so standardized, they're just really, really, really getting to the point where they're so easy to hack. Granted, there's a lot of ways that you can protect your PC or Windows platform computer, but most people don't take those precautions. You can get a lot of anti-spyware, a lot of things to help keep your computer running smoothly for free. As long as you have someone, or do it yourself, set them up properly, they'll do runs for you and scans and make sure that your computer does function very well. Also with Mac, you still have to do that. You have to take care of any computer if you want it to run well and last you a while. Some cautionary things I have are, when you're buying a used computer, make sure that you get all of the specifications, the technical specs. If you don't know what 2.6 gigahertz is, or 4 gigs of RAM, or 2 gigs of RAM, or a 500 gigabyte hard drive, if you don't know what that is, if you don't know the difference between a kilobyte and a terabyte, call someone who does know, because most people who are good with computers aren't going to look at you and go, well, you're stupid. No. And for those of you who are rather technically inclined, and I'm not going to say that there's no one out there better than me, because there's many people out there that are better than I am with computers, but I am what you'd call a geek. I fall into the category that I can speak a lot of computer terms, and I can put them very simply for you so that you can understand them. And the reason I caution people who are technically inclined from calling other people stupid or, I can't believe you don't know that, I want you to make sure that you don't know a lot of things that I'm sure they do. For instance, if I went to my auto mechanic, I, first of all, know nothing about cars. I can check my oil and put gas in it. That's about the extent. If I go to him and I say, hey, you know, my clinker is making funny noises. I don't know what happens when I go to shift. It goes... Same thing when you come to talk to us. If you go, well, my computer runs slow. That's like saying your car isn't running right. There's a great many things that can cause that. It's not like there's one universal thing. So also keep that in mind when we look at you and go, it's running slow. Anything else? No, it's just running slow. Also, when people who are fairly good with computers come over to fix your computer, try to make sure that you bear with them. I know it seems like we ask a lot of really stupid questions, but I assure you we usually do that to get where we're going. And yes, it takes a long time to clean out all of the, for lack of a better term, junk that you've got put on your computer either by choice or you didn't know what you were doing, or maybe you bought it used and you're like, well, this thing runs slow. So make sure that you try to also be a little courteous to us. I mean, I try to be a very courteous person to people in service industries and people who help me with things, because I can help you with your computer and you have something to offer to help me. On a final note, make sure that when the guy who's good with computers comes over to your house to fix your computer because your internet isn't working or your computer's running slow, make sure that you tell him, hey, take your time, and if it gets too late, ask us if we can stop. Not a problem. Most of us are happy to. If not, we'll be like, hey, can I take your computer home, maybe look at it, work on it, and get it back to you. Just keep that in mind, and keep in mind that it takes a long time to go through a lot of stuff. Same thing if we ask you to come over and fix our car. You know, we might be going, hey, could you hurry up? I'm got a meeting to get to. Well, you shouldn't have planned anything because I said it might take a while. Keep in mind, I take questions of Mac or PC. I take them all because I can work both operating systems. I'm going to lean more towards Mac, even though I'm still kind of new to the Mac community. But I want to make sure that you understand that you can catch me and ask me any question about technology. Tablets, as long as it's an iPad, I'm pretty good at. But the Android-based tablets, I haven't really worked on them too much, so please bear with me if I don't get to your question. But feel free to ask me any question, comment on the show, make any comments, suggestions, concerns you may have at fansofthebuzz@hotmail.com. That's fansofthebuzz@hotmail.com. I check that daily on my iPad and on my Mac Mini. And once again, if you have any question, make sure you let me know. Today we're going to be going over some Mac basics just to help you get more inclined with your Mac if you are new to the Mac community. First of all, welcome to a great computing experience. As I said, I'm a big fan of Macs. I use Windows every day at work, and that's great. I'm pretty good with those as well. I've grown up on Windows all of my life. But since I've made the switch to Mac at home, oh, I'm telling you, it's just an amazing computer experience. And once you learn all the little tips and tricks, it really helps. And today I'm just going to kind of go over some of the different functions that you can have. First of all, I use a Bluetooth wireless keyboard and mouse, and I'm just going to kind of go over how those work. Let's start with your trackpad. I use the trackpad instead of a mouse, and for those of you who have ever used a laptop going, I don't like trackpads, maybe see if a friend of yours has one, and just try it out. I personally use trackpads well. I also have good luck with mouses. When I bought the computer, I decided to go with the trackpad, and you can either click using push-down motion, or you can set it up to where when you tap, it also clicks. If you take 4 fingers and go up, you'll be seeing what that's doing right now. That brings up all of your icons on the top, and it shrinks your desktop down and shows your dock. Now that you kind of see how this works, if you take those 4 fingers and bring them down again, you're going to see that it takes you right back to your desktop. But when you push your 4 fingers up, if you take your cursor and click on whichever program you want that's in full screen mode on Mountain Lion, it'll bring it up for you back in full screen, and you can work away or play away or whatever you're doing on your computer. Okay, let's go on to 3 fingers with your thumb. If you just go like this on your desktop and you don't have any, if you just have a bunch of programs on your desktop here, just take 3 fingers along with your thumb, swipe out as if you were going to unpinch something, and you'll see that it clears up to your desktop. You can click on your desktop and it'll bring it back up for you. A quick way to do a lot of things on a Mac we're going to be getting into here shortly. I've got one final tip for you on your trackpad. If you take 4 fingers again, put them close together. They don't have to be close together. This is just how I do it. And swipe either right to left. You're going to notice that your screen's going to go to your full screen applications. If you go back to your desktop here, we're just going to kind of go through this real quickly. If you have something open and you want to go to it, you can push the 4 fingers up and switch between your applications relatively quickly. And this is set up in the multitasking gestures. In order to do this, you go to the little Apple logo. You're going to go down to System Preferences, and then you're going to select Trackpad. And you can go through, and as you can see, there's a little video that shows you how to go through and what these different gestures do. Alright, let's move on to keyboard shortcuts. With keyboard shortcuts, they're quick little things that you can do to help make your life a lot easier when using your computer. For instance, if you have something open and if you use Mac at work or at home and someone says, "Hey, could you look something up for me?" Absolutely. All you have to do is hit the Apple logo or command and then M, and that minimizes it for you. Also, if you're in a program and you're done, let's say you finish sending off your email to your friend and you're using a web-based email, if you hit the Apple or Command key and then Q, it's going to quit that program. That is instead of going to the program, clicking on it, and using the quit program feature. There's a great many shortcuts for the keyboard and for the trackpad, and I suggest that if you wish to learn more of them, you can do so simply by clicking on the link below, and it will give you a full detail of all of the shortcuts. And that wraps up Tech Talk tonight. I want to go ahead and let you know next time we're going to be exploring some more shortcuts on Windows 8 and the Windows-based platforms. We'll be taking a good look at Windows 8, see what it can do. And if the setup doesn't go well, don't worry, we have backup plans. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I teach you some of the Windows platform shortcuts on the keyboard. I don't know of any mouse ones, but I will research that just in case I'm wrong. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope that you always have a great day and a great computing experience.